to the No Cap Sports Show podcast, where sports and combos collide. Your host, Fredo, Mo Money, Jay Will, Mills Lane, and Kobe, the Cobra Turner. Authentic, unapologetic, no edits, no cap. Let the convo begin.
Hey everybody, welcome to the No Cap Sports Show where sports and convos collide. I am Mills Lane.
I am Fredo.
I'm Mo Money.
I'm Jay Will.
I'm Kobe the Cobra.
And we got a special guest, Miss Tony McFarland. How you doing, Miss Tony McFarland?
Thank you for having me.
Hey.
Yes, always welcome Tony back to the show. But I'm going to pause and just say Jay Will's in the building.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Jay Will's got two beautiful twins he's been taking care of, and we just blessed that his wife said, "Okay, you can come back," because I'm not mad at her. That's two whole babies, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's two whole babies. Boy. How's it been going, Jay Will?
Oh, it's been good, man. Like I told Fred before the show, it took some getting adjusted to, but it's nothing bad, really. You just gotta have patience, understand their babies.
Yeah. And what are their names?
Jalen and Jaden.
Oh,
that's what's up.
Jay and Jay. Yeah. All right, y'all. It seems more often than not in the last month we've started the show with some not so happy news with death. So because we're based in the DMV and you've seen it on national news, there were 3 deaths this past Sunday at University of Virginia. 3 football players were shot, and we just want to send our thoughts. I hate to say thoughts and prayers because that doesn't go far enough, I think, but we're all thinking about the families of the lost 3 young men, lives cut short, and also prayers to the alleged shooter and his family, because something else was definitely going on in this whole scenario. We don't know the story. We probably won't ever know the whole story, but 3 people are gone, and there are at least 2 others injured. We'll await to see how this all unfolds. But, 2 weeks ago, we opened with the rapper Takeoff being killed senselessly. We talked about a dice game and Petty. I think there are layers to be peeled back for this one as well. But, we don't want to move forward with any sports talk before we just put that out there. Fred, what you think?
No, I mean everything that you said. Like I said, in terms of the family members of the 3 student athletes that lost their lives senselessly, thoughts and prayers goes out to them. And like you said, as well as the other 2 victims as well that had got shot. And you're right, thoughts and prayers goes out to the suspect as well. You don't know what he was going through or what was going on. We living in a world where, like I said, mental health is real. And so I don't know all the details about that or what have you. So I don't really want to comment too much about it unless you guys know more than what I know. But yes, man, that's, when I heard that, and when you put that in the group text, Mills, man, that took me for a whirlwind, man. That really did.
All right. Well, let's get right into it. If anybody else, Tony, you have anything you want to add to that?
Well, my heart goes out to the parents and the community. But what I really want to say, these children are in so much pain and they're hurting. The father was on of the
saw that.
You saw that? So he what he told his son was it was like, don't worry about it. You know, he said he was being picked on, and he said, don't worry about you know, just keep doing what you do, to some effect. But I just felt like, you know, at that point, the father should have gotten help if he didn't know like what to tell his son at that time. You know, like get these babies help, because they're hurting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mills, as me, we're teachers, and we
Right.
all the time, these children are in pain, and they're not being listened to. So I just felt like, you know, with whatever happened behind the scenes, that young man was hurting.
Mm-hmm. And
Yes.
I think, you know, I'll extend grace to the father, because a lot of times they don't know what to do. You hear it, you say what you know, right? They don't have the training. But again, as educators, it's sad, because especially through the pandemic, these babies are waking up and self-medicating and
Yeah.
going on with their day in a fog and a cloud. And that's not even the top thing that they're doing to harm themselves and to harm their thought processes and the paranoia. I feel like I heard the dad say something about paranoia
Yeah.
on the quote, on the clip that I saw on TV. But that's why I said, you know, there's something, and honestly, you know, feeling awful that 3 people lost their lives. I don't want to dim that light at all. But I did also almost immediately think, what happened? What was going on with this kid? Was he being bullied? And we have no idea, right, what exactly happened. But I understand, you know, if he was being, you know, if he was in a space where he felt, you know, he paranoid or felt, you know, just listening to the little bit of, you know, he was an athlete, he went there, and I have a very odd connection to this kid. My cousin had just graduated from college, went on a college trip that started in Fredericksburg. They stopped in Petersburg to pick him up. And I'm assuming that she remembered him specifically because he was probably a football player, bigger, you know, I don't know. But she told me that. She was like, I recognized him. I mean, this was 4 years. She just graduated. So this is 4 years ago when they both started school. So you just never know. And I don't want to fault the parent, you know, because if this were the first time he may have mentioned it, maybe that was his advice, you know, to him. And we know to maybe dig deeper, but not everybody has that skill set.
Yeah, I just wish parents don't just, you know, we have to learn how to we have to know how to put our pride aside and just ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times these parents don't know. Like you said, they don't know, but the pride gets in the way.
Yep. And
So,
then our culture, Black people, we don't, you know, I think now and maybe the last 5 years, it's okay to say, you know, that I need to seek some therapy or I need some help. But, you know, an older Black man, probably not okay to seek help. You know, it's hard to get Black men to go to the doctor on the regular. No shade to fellas on here, but y'all know, tell it. But
Yeah, I
that's
don't
just
go to no
because y'all
doctor.
got insurance and you know you got the option. But I'm just saying, y'all don't like to get checked out for
I go to the doctor in a heartbeat. I don't play around. I go for any darn thing. Hey, what you got, Mo?
Oh man, I don't know enough information, so I just pray for all families involved. That's 4 lives pretty much lost, 3 for sure, and then 1 subjugated to the system, whether it's you know, the mental health system on that side, or it's the jail system where he's probably gonna get life. So it's a sad situation all the way around. Like I said, I don't know what's going on, so I don't want to speculate. I don't want to put nothing in the air. It's just sad that 4 lives will never be the same.
Right.
True story. What you got, Cobra?
I'm just gonna, you know, say my heart goes out to the victims. You know, you never want to hear news about violence and young people losing their lives well before their time, and their parents have to bury a child. I mean, that's just saddening and heartbreaking. And I actually had a conversation with someone last night who was closer to the situation than us, and I really don't want to go into that conversation. But what I will say, as a result from what I got of that conversation, is people, if you listening, do not bully or haze, because that stuff breaks a person down. Like, you don't know what type of effect that has on especially a young person mentally. Like, that person, sometimes some people don't recover from that type of trauma. And that's what it is, trauma. When you bully somebody or you haze them, like that's something that stays with them for the rest of their life. And their minds are thinking, they always after some type of revenge or something. They just want to make things right or get back at the people who making them feel the way that they feel. So
Right.
and we have numerous examples of kids going into schools and football games that was in a similar situation where they had some stuff going on and they just wanted to release, because they don't feel well at the end of the day. And that's the way that they're releasing, even though we don't understand it. But we have to know that if you don't treat another man or another woman like you're equal, they're going to feel some type of way, and that could have some type of effect on them that could cause them to do harm to themselves or others.
True story. What you got, Jay Will?
I'm kind of like Mo, man. I don't know enough to speak on it, but I mean, my prayers and thoughts go out to both sides, the three victims and the suspect, man.
Okay, all right, that's what's up, man. Yeah, like I said, yeah, I mean, man, that's a tough one at the end of the day, and like I said, we will reiterate one more time, man. Thoughts and prayers goes out to the victims as well as the suspect. That's a tragic situation, man. So. With that being said, man, we're gonna go ahead and transition to NFL Week 10 recap, guys. Starting with my man Jay Will, the Thrill. Hey, man, tell me what your thoughts are in terms of Week 10, man. Ups, downs, lows, highs, stock up, stock down, however you want to put it, bro. Flow with it.
So I'm gonna start with my team. I'm gonna start with the Cowboys. I told my mom before the game. I told her, I said, I don't give a damn if Aaron Rodgers is 0-10. He gonna find a way to beat us, and he did it. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter, man. That dude to be 0-15 last game of the year, and he gonna beat Dallas. He gonna find a way. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't real surprised. I felt like we should have beat them easily, but I wasn't surprised that we lost. A thing that I see a lot of people talking about is the Eagles, man. I'm not really worried about that Eagles loss to the Redskins. It was a great win for the Redskins. Don't get me wrong. Redskins came in, they handled business. They beat the Eagles. I mean, they wholeheartedly beat the Eagles. In every aspect of the game, they beat them. They manhandled them. They played physical. I mean, they pressured Jalen Hurts. And I just want to reiterate what I've been saying for the longest. You put pressure on Jalen Hurts, he will not win you the game. He's been the same guy since Alabama. He showed it Sunday. Now, am I worried about the Eagles? No, I still think they probably a top team in football just because they're so good on both sides. But a stock down for me is the Bills, man. I feel like the Bills at first, when they lost to the Jets, I was like, okay, the Jets are a decent team. They overlooked them, you know what I'm saying? And they'll bounce back. I'm not too sold on the Vikings. So for them to come back and lose again to the Vikings at home, I'm thinking the stock is down on the Bills. And I just don't think teams scared of Josh Allen. They hitting that point of the season how Russell Wilson was doing a few years ago. He was hot to start. Mid-season, he hit that wall, and they just fall off. I think that's what's happening to the Bills.
Okay. All right. What you got, Mills?
I still don't want to write off the Bills, but you all chopped me to bits a couple weeks ago when I said the Vikings were still in it. And I don't know if it was Kobe or Mo, and y'all were like, no. There's something about the Vikings. So I'm not happy they beat the Bills because I still think the Bills have a strong team. So I'm going to go with, great performance. Let me give the hats off to Heineke and the Commanders. I have said since last year when y'all put him in versus Tampa Bay, he brings some energy that your team, your organization needs.
Mm-hmm.
I could care less about Carson Wentz at this point from just a fan perspective. Go with what's working, right? Until he makes consecutive errors, Don't pull them. Like, why would you do that? And I know from a business perspective, they're like, but we paying Carson all the money, so we're going to have to put him back in. I'm like, but why would you have to put him back in? He's doing a good job for you. So take that for what it's worth. I still don't like you guys, but I will give credit where credit is due. He is bringing energy that your team needs. And to all of the players, remember I keep saying, like, who plays for the Commanders? Like, I don't know any names. I really don't. But now, because I've heard these names over and over, McLaurin, is it Sweat or Street? Sweat.
Sweat.
Yeah.
Heineke, y'all might get Chase back. Right,
they are.
Yeah,
he's playing Sunday
this week,
at some point.
So they didn't look bad. I mean, I'll just say that they didn't look bad. Now, I agree with Jay Will. Our Cowboys, something about Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. I had to laugh because somebody in the crowd had a sign that said it was a catch. If y'all remember 2015, I think it was 2015.
Oh, don't bring that up, man.
It was a catch. Like, he cost us that game, but whatever. Other notables, what was the Monday night game? I might have been asleep. Who was that?
That was us.
Oh, that
it was the Eagles and the Commanders.
Yeah. Washington.
Hey Tony, I've been on work travel, so my brain and my sleep hasn't caught up. I don't have these days straight yet. I feel like, who else did I see? I don't know. That's all I got, y'all. So I give credit to the Commanders, my Cowboys, and who we play this week?
The Vikings.
The Vikings.
We play the Vikings.
Yeah. At the Vikings. Right.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I'll just stop there.
Yeah, man. I mean, the Vikings can be beat. It's okay.
We should definitely.
Hey,
any team that Kirk Cousins is the quarterback of can be beat.
Oh, didn't I send y'all a picture? Did I send y'all that text? We had those chains or the video.
Yeah,
they called him Kurt Thuggins.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
On our page, man. On the stories, man. Yeah. Kurt out there trapping, man. What you got, Mo?
Man, so I start with stock down, man. Stock down is definitely Josh Allen. Josh Allen leads the leagues in interceptions. So that just put that where it's at. You know, he has a very good receiving core. Running game is kind of suspect. Defense is okay, but you can't keep putting your team in bad positions, turning the ball over. There's no way he should have turned the ball over on the 1 yard line and pretty much just gifted Minnesota the game. So the stock is definitely down there. Stock up. The Washington Commanders defensive tackles. They held the point of attack. They pretty much killed the game plan that the Eagles had. Because if you know anything about the Eagles, they kind of run a trap offense. They like to get out there, one gap, you trapped at the center and the guard. They do a lot of double teaming, but you couldn't do that with Jonathan Allen. So shout out to those guys. And then another stock up. Christian Watson, I think he's a guy. I don't think it was just an anomaly because we got some bad corners, man. When you 6'4" and you run a 4.3 in the NFL, you're gonna make a name for yourself. And you got Aaron Rodgers playing. As long as he can keep his hands together, I see a lot of talent from that young man. He just needed that confidence boost, and we gave it to him. Another stock down, and I've been saying this for a while. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys defensive line are great when they're playing with a lead and when you have to pass the ball, but they are too small. So you can run down both our throats if you get a chance to, because we just don't have the beef in the middle to stop anybody. Our linebackers are predicated on speed. Both teams, they're set up the same, and they can't get downhill. So it's a double-edged sword because you don't have a big guy to eat up the blocks, and then your linebackers can't shed blocks, because that's not what they really are designed to do. They play in space. They're designed to get after the pass rusher. They're also designed to play against other teams' tight ends and running backs. So if you can run the ball, and particularly dive plays, counters right down our throat, we don't have a shot, nor do the Eagles. So that's my recap for Week 10.
What you got, Cobra?
Again, Week 10, I was thoroughly entertained. You know, I don't think I watched this much NFL football in a long time. I'm watching multiple games. I start with Washington. I thought they looked really good. I've been saying since I first saw Heineke last season that he should be the quarterback that the Commanders should develop, because I think he has some good stuff going forward, and the moment isn't too big for him. I think they're definitely better than a 5-5 team. Shoot, they could have beat Minnesota last week. A turnover, ultimately lost them the game. But the Bills, stock down for the Bills right now and Josh Allen. But you can't count them out because they're too talented and Josh Allen too good. Philadelphia I'm not worried about them losing the game. I didn't think they were going to go 17-0. You know what I mean? They was going to lose to somebody. A division rival, they lost. Big deal. They still one of the teams that's favored to come out of the NFC. Dallas, I've never been sold on Dallas. Y'all already know that. Half of it because of hate, and the other half it's just some real shit that they suck. But I guess Aaron Rodgers owns more than just Chicago. He owns Dallas too, so he got real estate.
Okay, that's starting to hurt Kobe.
Yeah, he got real estate everywhere. So, but I think like I said, Dallas is a good team, but I never been sold on them. I never bought into that they're one of the teams in the NFC that can really make some noise when push comes to shove. Minnesota, they still impressive. They 9-1, something like that. 8-1. 8-1. Kirk Cousins playing some good football. He got weapons all over the field. He got one great running back and one really good running back that's backing him up. So that defense playing well, so they might can make some noise. You always got to cross your fingers when you talk about Kirk Cousins because when it's pressure time, that's when you start to see, oh, there you go. But right now it's like regular season. They 8-1. It's kind of smooth sailing. There's really no pressure situations for them. But once you see him that first round of the playoffs, he'll show his true colors.
He threw away the game last week.
We should have won that game.
Washington should have won that game.
Yeah, the only thing about it,
they want to be realistic about it.
They was trading. Let's see who.
Y'all blew that game. Y'all had it.
They tried to give it to you the most, and we did. Right.
Yeah. So. But this is crazy to say, but nobody's talking about the Chiefs. They flying under the radar.
Y'all ain't talking about Miami neither.
And
we not.
The Chiefs is who I think coming out of the AFC.
But the Chiefs, come on, Chiefs been a big dog for the past several years, and now they flying under the radar. That's scary. That is scary. So watch out for them. The Dolphins, I don't believe in them.
Me either, Kobe.
You know what I'm saying?
At all.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's that tour hate.
No, it's part being Tua real, and part of you ain't just gonna run by everybody in the playoffs like you're doing right now.
Right. No, I agree. They're not.
Yeah.
But I do think they're a playoff.
For
team.
sure.
Yeah.
And my last one, Tampa Tom looked like he's getting back to form, so watch out for him. You let him get in the playoffs, anything can happen. I'm just saying, you got to look at his 20-year career. You let that man in the playoffs, that's scary hours. I'm not a Tom fan, and I'm just speaking the truth. You let that man get into the playoffs, it's scary hours.
It could be, bro. I can't disagree with you on that. You got something for us, Tony?
Well, no one talked about the Detroit Lions in the Chicago Bears game. That was
a great game. That was crazy.
And really close. So, stock up for the Lions because they won, and the Dolphins did look good too. They beat down. So,
stock up for Justin Fields.
I was just about to say that was my stock up. I forgot about Justin Fields. Justin Fields.
He looked good.
Detroit's still Detroit.
Yeah, that boy. Would you say Mo Detroit? Still Detroit.
Man, they've been that way my whole life.
And I'm really still trying to figure out how the Commanders really did beat the Eagles. It seemed like they always come in and they beat an undefeated
Ball
team.
control.
They did that
Ball control
years ago when Pittsburgh was undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
They came to
You're right.
them and they beat them. And it's like,
Hey,
you come in and you beat the undefeated teams.
Miss Tony, you know what they both got in common? They both frauds. That's what they both had in common. That Pittsburgh Steelers team ain't going nowhere.
That Pittsburgh Steelers 8-0, 7-0 was terrible. They should have lost like 4 of them games.
And the Eagles ain't going nowhere. I'm trying to tell you.
11-0 at that time, but they was like it seemed like they was limping their way until 11-0. Yeah. They were starting to get exposed like 3 weeks early, and we finally, like I said, handed them that 11-1. But
man,
they
lost like 5 straight, right? 4 straight after that.
Yeah, exactly, bro. We did, but Tony, it's nothing but ball control. Yeah, I mean, you look at time of possession. I think we just totally dominated time of possession. I think we was 12 out of 19 converting on third downs, and the defense played solid, man. It was a bend but don't break defense at the end of the day, and we created 4 turnovers.
4 turnovers.
So I mean that'll keep you in the games at all times. Yeah. Hey, look here, guys. Let's go ahead and get into this next segment right here, man. So we got rapper 21 Savage saying hip hop icon legend Nas is irrelevant. See, that's that young shit right there, man. That's
man. His words. If you watch it, bro, that got taken way out of context, bro.
That's what I heard.
He wasn't throwing no shade. He wasn't trying to talk down on Nas. Man, what he is just like what the media do with everything. They take it, they run with it, and make a story out of it. When I saw that, I'm like, bro, I can't believe they trying to make it seem like he dissing Nas. Come on, man.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, bro. Now I heard the audio.
Yeah.
He had plenty of opportunities to walk it back right then and there. I guess it seems like after he got a bunch of blowback from it, the next day, I guess he went on ahead and said that people took it out of context. I heard the audio, and he said what he said. I mean, he said, man. He said he's irrelevant. And that Nas has a core base. Pretty much. I mean, that was pretty much it. And I'm like, I mean, bro, you just gonna leave that open ended like that? You're not gonna elaborate on it? And he was basically like, I said what I said, and that was it. Until the next day, he switched it up and said basically everybody took it out of context.
Yeah, I mean, because that wasn't even the vibe of the whole conversation. Like, yeah, he said like he's irrelevant, but it wasn't the vibe of like me dissing Nas. Like that wasn't even the vibe of it.
Well, what is irrelevant to you, bro?
Irrelevant means nobody's talking about you right now. You're irrelevant. That's what it means. Who talks about Nas right now? If you hear any rapper, anybody talk about any kind of music, who's talking about Nas right now?
The real
you're not being
spitters.
talked about, you being irrelevant.
Say it again, Mo.
The real spitters. So like Logic, JID, J. Cole, they mention Nas when they do interviews because he's the father of modern day rap as far as style.
Yeah,
if you go back and look at like rap before Nas started rapping with Illmatic, people weren't rapping like that. It was fast.
But they mention Nas when they talking about like who they like. I'm saying like if you talk about who you listen to right now today, like ain't nobody saying, "Oh, bro, I just downloaded Nas' new project." Like Nas probably ain't making music right now.
So no, he did. He made King's Disease 3. But
hold up now.
He had 3 albums in a row.
Yeah, and he just won an Academy Award.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
he won a Grammy. Grammy.
My bigger issue with it, right?
He killing it.
They don't do this shit with country music. The motherfuckers, they ain't like, man, I don't like this garbage. They don't do it in rock and roll. Why we always gotta do this shit in hip hop? You know what I mean? In our culture. Like, say it again. You gotta respect the one. You ain't even had to say that shit. They asked who was he one of the greatest? All you had to do was say, yeah, for sure, but it's my time now. And keep it moving. You ain't got to say no irrelevant. You ain't gotta go nowhere with it. And I like both of them. I listen to 21 Savage, but we do this shit to ourselves, man, because here's the issue. When you say that, now you open up other genres to criticize Nas. And now you can have the media kicking up your opinions. But if you wouldn't have said the shit, they wouldn't have nothing to twist. Yeah. So we got to stop doing that, man. Honor the people that came before you, because I can assure you, if it wasn't for Nas and that generation getting them badass deals, 21 Savage and them wouldn't be getting the bag the way they do, because when Nas and them came up, Sony, Atlantic, all of those record companies controlled the game.
Boy.
Nas them had to lay the foundation for you to get that bag today. So pay homage, man. Just keep it moving.
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, and I just want to jump in right quick, guys. The fact of the matter is this, man. Yeah, when you say Nas is irrelevant, first of all, First of all, he's relevant to the culture. Let's get that straight. First and foremost. And if you're gonna stand on something, 21 Savage, who I like and love, I love his music. If you're gonna stand on it, stand on it. And it seems like you got a lot of pressure and a lot of backlash, and then you switch your tone up and saying that people take it out of context. We can't take too much of the context because you said what you said. It's on audio. That's that at the end of the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and fall back and let you guys go. Go ahead.
I want to say, first of all, there are several things in our culture that that hurt our feelings. One is tone of voice.
Mm-hmm.
Two is words like irrelevant, because we have a big problem with feeling disrespected. Now, do I own any 21 Savage? No. Do I know what song he sings? No. I think he has tattoos on his face, so I'm pseudo judging him for doing that.
Right.
However, I think it was taken out of context, but words like irrelevant, we feel is disrespectful. So whether he meant to say that word or not, I don't know. But that's really all I have to offer this conversation. I love Nas. I've seen Nas in concert. And it's because of artists like Nas that 21 is probably getting the bag that he is getting. So I'll leave it at that.
True story. What you got, Cobra?
I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it, because I don't think 21 Savage was trying to throw a shot at Nas, just for the fact because he backtracked and tried to clear up what he meant. But I mean, Nas is on the Mount Rushmore of hip hop, of rap. You know what I mean? That's just like if LeBron or Steph Curry say Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan is irrelevant. You know what I mean? That's the same effect that has. You know what I mean? So, and people, and as a young hip hop artist, you have to pay homage to the ones that paved the ground before you got there, paved the road for you. You know what I mean? And also, you want your fans to go back, dig in the crates, listen to their music, so you can see where this hip hop started from, how you got to 21 Savage or Little Baby or all these dudes. Like these are the fathers and grandfathers of these young artists today. And so I just wanted to be clear that Nas will never be irrelevant. I think Fred, you said it. Like if you talk about the culture, you can't even talk about the hip hop culture without mentioning Nas. I mean, there's a lot of people still think that he's the greatest lyricist to ever pick up a microphone.
And guess what, Cobra? Guess what? He fine.
Here we go again with that.
Yeah, but check it out. I've been listening to Nas since early 90s, right when he first came out. And I'm still listening to some of that music that I heard back then today. I probably listen to Nas sometime this week.
Me too.
And guess what? 10 years, 20 years from now, I'm still going to listen to Nas.
Yeah.
But 21 Savage, not so much. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Now I like 21 Savage. I like some of his songs, but I'm just saying he's not somebody that, he's here for now.
Like Mr.
Yeah. So you remember the intro? You remember the intro on Drake's song Pound Cake?
Yep.
And you remember the last sentence he said? He said, "Only the real music going to last. All that other bullshit is here today and gone tomorrow." So you know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave it with that.
There it is right there. I'm gonna say this before we go to Tony. the fact of the matter is, like I said, but Nas and Jay-Z are like a pair of retro 1s, retro 5s, retro 11s, meaning that no matter what the year is, you can wear them with anything. I'm basically saying this. I'm basically saying that to say this: he's timeless. Okay, he's timeless. And like I said, you just it's by time. I hope and pray he didn't mean it like that. You know what I'm saying? I just went by the audio that I heard, and he had a people was asking him on it. I think they were on Clubhouse or something like that. And he really didn't, fall back from it. So it is what it is at the end of the day. Go ahead, Tony. Tell me what your thoughts are.
Okay, so this is my thought. Irrelevant means irrelevant, right? Second, it's almost like Barack Obama saying Martin Luther King is a okay. So, and Nas's irrelevance made this rapper relevant for now. And
I like what you just said.
Yeah, I like it.
I want you to say that one more time. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hold on, let me record that.
So, this rapper, 21, right? It's like him. It's just like Barack Obama saying that Martin Luther King Jr. is irrelevant. Irrelevant means irrelevant, no matter how you use the term. Irrelevant means irrelevant. And Nas's irrelevance made this rapper relevant for now.
Right.
Yeah, for his 15 minutes. Okay, but just help me out. Give me a song that I should know by 21 Savage. No disrespect to
I got 1,
Tattoo
2,
Face,
3,
but
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in my bank account. In my bank. You never heard that joint?
No.
You never heard that? Yeah,
and if that's what he wrote,
him and Drake, he got some tight joints now.
Savage Mode 2. Yeah, check that out.
I bang his. He's on. He gets play on my Apple Play now. Yeah, he gets a lot of play. He's on heavy.
What's poetic about that? Like Nas and Jay-Z
is not poetic.
Not only that,
right? It's not. Is he trap music?
Yeah. Okay. But I'm gonna tell you something. He's smart as a whip too.
But can
he talks about stuff like financial literacy. Okay. He's wise. He's wise beyond his years. Man.
Not in his music though. He talking about no financial literacy.
But that's what makes him smart though. People don't want to hear that nowadays. So he gonna rap what people want to hear to make more money.
You're right, bro. Right. You're right. You're absolutely right, man. Yeah.
What are you gonna say, Tony?
I have a question. So when it comes to his lyrics, is he better than Nas? When it comes
Hell no.
Right? Enough said. Like,
but Tony, that's unfair though. It ain't a lot of people walking around on earth that's better than Nas.
No, he do. Nas is my favorite. Nas is my favorite rapper of all time. No.
I'm talking about people who says Nas is irrelevant. So when you say relevant, now are your lyrics better than his?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. No, and you know what? You gotta get 21 Savage a pass too, because he's not from America either. So he's not. No, but that's
he's still Atlanta, man. He's from
that boy from Atlanta, man. He was born in London. He's from Atlanta.
Yeah, stop that foolishness, Kobe.
Nah, he don't have the culture really ingrained in him.
He came 5 years ago,
Kobe trying to be funny.
He's been talking for 25 years, man.
He's from Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. He was born in London, though.
Yeah, he's born in London. Yeah, he's about to get deported.
He moved to Atlanta when he was 2, I think.
Hey, if you can get deported somewhere, that means you ain't from there.
That's a fact.
Hey, but two though, like the whole opinion about Nas though, I mean, that's all opinionated. Like I agree. I think Nas is one of the best lyricists ever, but a lot of people put Jay-Z on he's not on my Mount Rushmore. I don't like Jay-Z. So it's all about opinions. Some people may feel like Nas is irrelevant. If you look at the top charts for music, his name isn't on there. You look at top 10 artists right now, it's all these young guys. So to 21's defense, irrelevant was a bad word, but you don't see Nas' name on top 10 charts. You don't. Yeah. Everybody not a fan of Nas. Now, whether that makes it realistic to say he's irrelevant, no. I think he is one of the best. He's on my Mount Rushmore, but when you start talking about like guys like Jay-Z, who's on a lot of people, he's not on my. I don't like Jay-Z music. So it's all about opinions. So I think his statement was, I think he used terrible choice of words. Let me say that. Yeah. Irrelevant was a bad word.
But they still paved the way. You still got to give respect for people who for you and paved the way for you.
Yeah, because you getting this bag, man. You getting a lot of these rappers getting that bag, and I ain't mad at it, but they got to pay homage to the people that was before them, man. They're putting that work to make, you know what I'm saying, to put them in position to get this bag the way they're getting right now.
And that, like I said, it's a hip hop thing, man. We got to cut that bullshit out.
Yeah, and Jay Will, what you said, that's just like saying, hey, when I look on the internet, I don't see Michael Jordan in the top 5 scoring in the league right now. I mean,
that's not the same because Nas still rap. Jordan don't hoop no more though. That's not the same. If Jordan still hoop, then that would have been a good comparison. Jordan don't hoop, Nas still rap. So you can't use that comparison. But like you said, that's like saying Jordan is irrelevant or Magic. That's not the same either because they both are still tied into basketball. Jordan owns a team. Magic was still in the front office a couple years ago. Like, so they still involved in the game. So you can't say they're irrelevant. Well, I mean, if you was to say somebody like Dennis Rodman right now is irrelevant to basketball, that's a bad word to use, but he doesn't do anything with basketball. So, I mean, technically he's not around the game. So he's not relevant. If you want to be real, it's a bad word. I get where 21 was coming from, but it's a terrible word to use.
He birthed Draymond Green's style. Anybody that just get rebounds and play defense, that's Dennis Rodman. But what I'm saying,
though, he does nothing with the game right now. So you don't hear nothing about Dennis Rodman with basketball right now unless you're talking about history. Right now, you don't hear nothing about Dennis Rodman. So it's a bad word to use because he's always relevant because he's in the history books. Right, but you don't hear nothing about him right now, which is why I said irrelevant is a bad word to use.
Okay, so by the end of the week, if another ether come out, don't say nothing.
21 don't want no problem, man.
21.
He don't. He don't
want that.
He don't.
Yeah. All right. It's all good, man. Let's go ahead and get into our next subject line, man. I want you guys' opinion on Washington Commanders' Dan Snyder tenure as an owner.
Why are we talking so much about the Commanders?
Right.
Hey,
they done got him a big win. You can't tell them nothing.
Talk about Jerry Jones got all the shine. I mean, guys, what more else can?
If Dan Snyder stop, sexually harassing his employees and fix their field and stop all the bullshit, he can get some attention too.
Yeah. True. Right. So, like I said, we know he's been watching the Commanders, watching the Redskins, WFT, WHT, whatever you want to call them, or what have you. He's been the owner for the past 22 years. And as we all know, the team is somewhat up for sale. It hasn't been confirmed yet. I know they've consulted with Bank of America on a potential sale. But I just want to get you guys' opinion, and especially you guys on the outside, like Mo and Jonathan, you know what I'm saying? We know you Cowboys fans, but I mean, obviously you hear stories about Dan Snyder. I pretty much want to know, like I said, get your thoughts and opinions and stuff like, in terms of him. I mean, this guy's been the owner for 22 years. He's been handed the keys to a historic franchise. Right. And he basically took that franchise and ran the fan base out of here. To the point where they gotta, if you go to our stadium now for a live game, they got if you look at the bleachers or you look at the actual stadium, they got sheets and stuff covering up the darn seats or what have you because we can't get enough fans. I just want to know your perspective about it. That's it.
Shit, I love Dan, man. Me and Dan, that's my boy. He can stay the owner. Y'all can stay where y'all at right there in the cellar, man. Hey, Dan, don't fix the field. Don't do nothing, Dan. Hey. I don't even know what they talking about, Dan. They just hating on you. keep the goddamn team. It's gonna keep appreciating like fire and wine, baby. Hey, I like me some Dan Snyder. It is what it is. Cause when a couple years ago we started this podcast, everybody was all Jerry Jones. I was like, man, but y'all like not recognizing that y'all have the worst owner in the NFL.
The worst.
But everything was about Jerry Jones. I'm like, man, Jerry's a salesman. Of course he gonna get in front of the camera. That's what he does. Because when we lose, we're not talking about Dak Prescott. We talk about what Jerry Jones just said about Odell Beckham. Because he's a salesman. That's what he does. Dan Snyder's the type of owner who would go into the office. I'm not surprised if Carson Wentz started on Sunday because Dan Snyder wanted it to happen.
No, Heineke is the starter.
Well, whoever. Whoever. I don't know what quarter. Y'all done had 1,000 quarterbacks. I can't keep up with all of them.
Fact.
And it's sad. Kirk Cousins has been the best one since damn Doug Campbell.
Which
Kirk Cousins has been about the best one.
I mean, all jokes aside, though, I mean, he is making the NFL look bad with some of the foolishness and tomfoolery that's going on. He got to cut that out. But, I mean, it is what it is, man. Y'all stuck with him. You know, to death do y'all part.
No, we're not stuck with him. It's ending.
Yeah,
that's what he say. But it's Dan Snyder, bro. You can't take anything Dan Snyder say to heart.
I think it's beyond Dan Snyder at this point. I think it's the other 31 owners, bro.
If anybody gonna ride out, it would be him. Yeah, I'm telling you, he's a rebel without a cause. If he really don't want to sell, he's not going to sell. I'm telling you.
The NFL is a mob. If they want you out, and you're making all the other 31 owners look bad, and the revenue is, and you're not bringing in your part in terms of from a revenue standpoint, you gotta get your ass up out of here, man. I think they whispered in his ear or in his wife's ear and say, "Look here, man, time's up."
I mean, it is a mob when you start talking about players, though. You can't just run an owner. Like, I own the team. How you gonna tell me I got to sell my team? Like, you can't tell me I got to sell nothing.
I'm gonna tell you why they can tell you to sell your team. Because if you know, like I know, Jay Will, the NFL and the NFL is a revenue sharing sport, right? You share all revenue is shared amongst the owners. Okay. And if you're not bringing in your portion and doing your job, and then you got all these allegations after allegation, every year is something up with this guy, and the NFL owners have ignored it for quite some time. And you know what I'm saying? And Goodell's like, you know what? Hey, look here, man. We got to put an end to this shit, man. It's tiresome. We got to put an end to it. And Jerry Jones, which is your guy, used to ride with him. He's no longer riding with him anymore.
But hear me out though, Fred. When
behind the scenes saying that, hey man, this is what it is. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to sell this team. The Washington D.C. metropolitan area is what, top 5, top 6 market in America, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Owners will kill for that. And he has destroyed it.
But hear me out though. When someone owns something, you can't make them do nothing with it unless they want to give it away. You can't. I don't give it. The commissioner can't make him sell his team.
You have bylaws that you have to meet, Jay Will.
But Fred, what I'm telling you though, this man owns this team. Goodell can't say you sell it or we kick you out. Kick me out of what? I'm the
owner. The former owner of the Clippers owned the Clippers and stuff like that. He said what he said. They got his ass out of there.
Yeah, but it was so controversial to the point where he had to step down. Okay, at the end of the day, if he still chose not to step down, he didn't have to. Harassment.
That's not important.
Okay, look at what all that shit with Deshaun Watson, what Houston covered up. Why they ain't running his ass up out of there?
Right, but, okay, I can't speak on that.
But that's my point, though. He don't have to. He don't have to do nothing with the Houston Texans.
Man, this has been going on for over 22 years, bro.
You don't have to go, Fred.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dan Snyder don't. I promise you, if he decides to wake up tomorrow and say I'm not selling that, he don't have to do nothing.
Yeah, unless he violate direct bylaws.
And I know what you're saying about he ain't bringing in his part of the revenue, but bro, trust me. Y'all aren't the bottom team in revenue in the league. I promise you, it's teams out here that make way less money than y'all.
Nah, bro. I live here. I promise you, we are.
But Fred, what I'm telling you, so y'all are number 30. Y'all number 30. 32.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. Y'all carry on.
Yeah.
Y'all the dead last team in revenue in football.
Hey, let me tell you something. We're one of the top. We're one of the last 5 teams in revenue, bro. Are you serious? Yes.
I'm dead serious. I promise you, y'all not last in revenue.
I promise you, we are. I live
you
here.
Keep buying shit, Fred. Y'all can't be last.
Say what?
Don't stop buying stuff. I see you with the bobbleheads and all. You keep money in his pocket.
You see me with a dance, bro.
You keep money in his pocket.
You got a bobblehead.
Yeah. What up? What you got? What you got, Cobra? Cobra?
Man,
you all right over there?
I don't.
Was muted.
Rose on the floor, bro.
I don't got much to say about it. Tell you the truth, I just think
as a former fan.
I mean, look, his time is up. I think it's time for him to go. The owners clearly don't want to vote him out, which they have the right to do. I think that's part of their bylaws or whatever. You got to have a certain percentage owners to boost you out of there. But like I think I mentioned in a previous show, I think Snyder knows where all the bones are buried. So people are scared. They're timid to make a move against him because they don't want to make a bad situation worse for them. You know what I mean? Right now, the spotlight is on Snyder, and they hiding in the dark, but they don't want that spotlight to get on them. So it's kind of like, let me leave this man alone. Hopefully, he'll sell his team on his own and move on, and we don't have to worry about it. But I think Snyder, he's given Washington and his fans enough bad karma for the past how many years he's owned the team, and it's time for him to move on and let some fresh energy take over.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on, before we go.
I already know what you about to say, Ma. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, Washington like number 11 in revenue.
No, they were number 9 last year in revenue. Y'all were the 9th highest team. Y'all generated $548 million last year.
Yeah,
Washington always get bread, Fred.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all not nowhere near the bottom.
Hey, you forgot the Lions in the league, Fred.
Right. Are we talking about this year or we talking about last year? What we talking?
We got to go up last year because this year stats ain't get released yet.
Okay, when I look at that, like I said, when I look at TV and I look at that game and I see that it's 70% Philadelphia Eagles and I see 30% Washington Commanders. When I look at that game and I see 80% Detroit and 20% Commanders. When I look at that game and I see 90% Dallas Cowboys and 10% Washington Commanders, the hell type of revenue are you? What type of revenue are you getting? You get,
that's still y'all money. If 90% Dallas comes, we're still paying Washington to come to y'all stadium.
Yeah.
That shit ain't going to Dallas.
And y'all selling us the tickets.
What? It don't matter more of the fan base that comes. Fans are coming.
That's some sad shit, though, right? Let's marinate on that, man. Yeah, revenue is revenue. But you're getting your revenue from Dallas fans, Philadelphia fans, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. That is the saddest shit. Excuse my French, ladies. That's the saddest. That is the saddest.
And y'all,
Fred, I know they're your boys, but this is getting depressing, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What you got, Mills?
Nothing. I agree with
Thank you.
What you got, Tony?
I just want to know what Dan Snyder has on the rest of the owners.
Whatever.
We never know that shit.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. Like they're not scared anymore. Because if you got Irsay coming out and saying, hey, you know what? We may have to strongly consider getting him up out of here. And it seemed like he was, I don't know if he went rogue or, he's speaking on behalf of the other owners. He put it out there, man. It's a bad energy with the other owners and him.
And so I really think that the owners, they already know who they want to own that team.
Bezos.
It's like they want them out because they know who they're going to put in. It's something else behind the scenes.
But they scared. It's like what you said. It's like they scared to get them out though.
Yeah.
I don't think now they are. I think before Jay, that was the case. But in terms of now in this climate, bro, you got, you got attorney generals out of DC, Maryland, and Virginia that's coming at them. I think it's beyond that, man. I think, like I said, I think it's something that's happening behind the scenes. But it is what it is, man. You're right. Let's get off this subject,
please.
Hey, should the Lakers consider trading LeBron?
Let me start with this.
Go ahead, Mills.
LeBron decides what LeBron does.
Exactly.
He has built up. That's just if he's going to be traded, it's because he's controlling it. So Lakers considering trade. No, LeBron is going to do and direct his career wherever he chooses.
Okay, right. Looking at that team right now, as we play. Okay, you just said it. He dictates that. You're right. You're absolutely right. So, do you see him? Do you see him dictating his way out of LA? Let me ask you a second. That's the second question.
No, I think he likes LA. Actually, it's the Lakers. It's like playing for the Cowboys. Like, who wouldn't want to be there? But he writes his own ticket, and there's enough foolishness around. AD got to go. Like, there's enough people you got to pull and yeah,
Stop
gotta
that.
go. His knees are bad. Like he's never gonna be top notch.
AD playing his tail off.
Who?
AD playing his tail off.
Man, AD is the number one player we should consider trading. If you gonna consider trading anybody, it's Anthony Davis.
LeBron Knights with that crap again, man. A bunch of
Let
LeBron.
him go.
What you mean LeBron night? Fred, why when somebody speak the truth, it's LeBron night?
Yeah, because let me tell you something, man. The fact of the matter is this: LeBron got there. LeBron is there for one reason only, right? To win chips. He already has a chip.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. If he wanted to win a chip, he'd have left.
If he wanted to win a chip, he would have left 2 years ago.
Hey, if he wanted to win a chip, he wouldn't have traded for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, okay. I mean, if anything, he's the one. He's the reason why he's in the situation right now. So, I mean, what are we talking about?
AD got just as much hand in that as LeBron.
Yeah.
You talk about LeBron nights, you want to pile everything on one person.
Yeah,
it ain't just LeBron fault.
Yes, I do, because at the end of the day, he's the general manager that day.
Who house did they meet at? Who house did Westbrook meet at before he came? He sat at Anthony Davis' table. Who house they meet at? He sat at Anthony Davis' table. Him, LeBron, and Westbrook had to meet at Anthony Davis' house. So put some blame on him.
You know LeBron made that. Man, like Camilla just said, bro. LeBron calls the shots there. LeBron does what LeBron want to do, man. Stop that foolishness, man.
No.
So Fred, the problem is I'm gonna clear the room and then we can move on to the next shit because it ain't gonna happen. Who are you trading LeBron for? He has a 15% trade kicker. He already makes $46.7 million. To match that salary, you have to trade another super max player. Nobody giving up Giannis,
no
KD. Over Steph Curry, maybe Bradley Beal, but they not trading Bradley Beal for LeBron. So even if you wanted to trade LeBron, there is not a tangible asset on the table that you can match his salary with for either team that makes sense.
The question was not when; it was should.
You should consider trading every damn player because it's a business. Right. If it's going to improve the bottom line, but is it going to help LA? Out of any situation, trading LeBron, no.
Why not?
It's not gonna help
because you're not gonna get nothing for him, bro.
And they don't own their pick. The best thing they can hope.
You guys are not doing shit right now.
Man, it's 13 games into the season, Fred. You know what I'm saying? We got 69 more games to go.
Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something, man. Look at the end of the day, our eyes don't lie. We know what we see. And what have we saw? What do we see thus far?
Fred, let me
Anthony Davis can't stay on the floor.
It's 28 teams in the NBA, right? 10 of them make the play-in. They got a shot, bro.
LeBron and the play-in. Oh man, this is what we came down to, right? LeBron and the play-in.
Bro. Hey, that's what it is, bro. Fred, we don't own our pick for it.
Hey, since I've known you, bro, you let your hate for LeBron really make you.
No, it's no hate, bro. It's just like I said, it's just being realistic, man. It's the same shit that I was saying to you, bro, about Westbrook. It's no hate. I just go by what I see,
bro. Your words, your words really show hate, bro. It show hate to the man.
I look at the game different from you, right?
We looking at the same game.
Hold on. I look at the game from a fan standpoint, player standpoint, and an organizational standpoint. So if I have a valuable asset like LeBron, and we're 2-10 right now, or 2-12, and if I look at a month from now that we're 6-24, me as an organization, I have to make a move. LeBron's not getting any younger. LeBron is 39, 40 years old. So I understand what Mo said.
So how is he more valuable than Anthony Davis? Then he's 40.
I have to look into all options at the end of the day. That's
so. Let me ask you this: if I'm a buyer, you're the owner. You're trying to sell, right? How are you going to sell me 40 years old versus 28 years old, and I can get way more years out of a superstar, Anthony Davis, versus LeBron? You acting like I'm saying when I say trade Anthony Davis, I'm trying to say that LeBron is more valuable, which I still think to the Lakers, LeBron is more valuable because Anthony Davis, for one, when he's in the game, the motherfucker falling all over the place. For two, he can't stay on the floor. He can't stay on the floor.
For three, Davis proved that he can stay healthy, champ. The problem.
That's what I'm saying. For three, if I'm trying to get something, if I'm trying to get the most to help my team right now, you would get a way more load for Anthony Davis than you will LeBron James.
I don't know where you got that from, champ.
So Fred, hold on, let me ask Fred a question.
I totally disagree.
You just talked about revenue, right? who gonna generate more revenue, LeBron James or Anthony Davis?
Right.
It's gonna be LeBron James. That's who's keeping the Lakers on TNT.
Lakers are in a championship business, man.
Man,
Okay.
he
winning championship.
No,
So
we ain't no championship. This is a business. For at the end of the day, you want a championship as a fan. As an owner, I don't know if all owners want championships. I do know what they want. They want their bottom line.
You saying this tonight, bro?
I'm dead serious. I don't know if every owner want to win a championship. I don't know that. I know they own a product and they want their product to sell. That's what I know to be fact. I don't know if every owner in sports wants to win a championship.
Kobe,
I can't say
Kobe.
that to be fact.
What do you think? If you're a buyer, right? Or if you're the owner, who do you feel like right now you can get more for? LeBron James? I'm talking age, contract, everything. LeBron or Anthony Davis? Who are you getting more for right now?
Anthony Davis for sure.
1,000,000%.
How you gonna get more for Anthony Davis when he's injury prone? How you gonna get more for someone that's injury prone that cannot stay on the court? Are you serious, guys?
He's less money right now and he's younger.
You guys are disrespecting like what the other 29, 30 NBA teams out there.
Fred,
stupid, bro.
Fred, listen, Anthony Davis in his 20s.
Right. That don't mean nothing.
At one time, he was considered top 5, top 10 player in the league, and he's probably still could be. LeBron James is about to be damn near 40.
Yeah,
he's 39.
So how could you get more trade value for LeBron when you don't even know if he's going to play next season, the season after? This could be his last season. Right. He might break Kareem's record and say, you know what?
I'm done.
I tried to wait to play with my kids, but I got to move on.
Right now can energize a fan base. You know what I'm saying? A decrepit fan base. He can do a lot of organization.
But LeBron James is not going to.
They don't call him street clothes for nothing.
LeBron not going to an organization like you talking about.
No.
Right.
LeBron not going to Sacramento.
I'm just giving you an example, bro. That's what I'm saying.
He's not coming to the Wizards, Fred. Bullshit. He's not coming to the Wizards.
LeBron is valuable for a team for the next 2 years, opposed to Anthony Davis in this young age, with the question of him being injury prone. I'm just trying to get you guys to look.
But what you fail to realize, LeBron is also injury prone now too. Father time is catching up. He's gotten hurt the last 3 years for more than 25 games.
And Anthony Davis,
the injury LeBron out with right now, he didn't even do nothing that got hurt. That's what you call old age.
Kobe, he got hurt throwing up the chalk.
Oh my God.
That man threw up the chalk and said, my back.
What you got, Tony? You want to add to this, Tony?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I say Anthony Davis.
Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Easy. It's easy.
Drop some knowledge on the mama.
That's what I'm talking about. Drop them gems.
Yeah. LeBron is irrelevant.
Hey, she couldn't wait to use that one.
She been waiting 18 years to say that.
Boy, she wanted to slide that one in so bad, boy.
All right.
That was good.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and talk about our last content before we go ahead and end this show, guys. So why black celebs, athletes are vilified so quickly and written off by the media and counseled by other black people? Talk to me, Mills.
Okay, I'm going to throw it back to just black culture. We all I'm going to just step out on a limb and say we all grew up in a household where somebody, your mother, your dad, somebody said, don't you go out in these streets and embarrass me. Okay. So my take is we are harder on ourselves sometimes. It's not right, because I do recall Brett Favre still has a case that should be pending. And we are not talking about Brett Favre and how he robbed the poor people of Mississippi. But I think we are hard on ourselves because we don't like to be embarrassed, and if you just don't go out in these streets and talk crazy, do something stupid. And now they looking at the family, and now the family is, now they talking about us. That's just my opinion. But I think that we are just hard on ourselves because a lot of us were brought up in households that we heard that. Don't embarrass me. I say that to my students going on field trips, or if I'm away. Listen, don't embarrass me. Don't let me have to come back, and then it's gonna be a bigger problem. So that's my take.
Okay. So Mo, I want you to go ahead and drop that nugget that you wanted to drop, man, because you wanted to tie this in terms of your thoughts about Kyrie.
So and he's about to play on Sunday too. That they just broke that news.
Okay, that's good.
So good for him. But a lot of times in our culture, we celebrate when people are rebels, whether they right, wrong, or indifferent. We celebrate them and we don't teach them. But the bigger thing, and I had to switch it up, Fred, because I forgot what I said about Kyrie Irving. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Oh, good, bro.
But the thing is, I mean, a lot of times you got, and this is not a history class, but let's just keep it real, man. Since the 17, 1800s, we've been taught to hate each other. Yep. And we've been put in situations where we had to come out of it and we had to step on one another to get out of those situations, whether it's snitching, selling illegal drugs to one another, killing each other, whatever it is. We have not valued Black life. So it's easier for us as a culture to cancel each other because we don't value the other person on the other side. The other thing about us that allows other people to cancel us, it's the same thing I said about 21 Savage and Nas. The reason why I came and was up in arms about it was because I don't think 21 Savage understands what he was doing. When you do stuff like that, now, like I said, you allow other people to discredit one of the kings of the craft because you said it and you're African American. So it's okay for me to do it. So that's the two things I think that are at play. We don't value one another I don't think it's through our own fault. We're put in situations where you got to get out of it sometimes, survival of the fittest, and then we don't watch what we say. If you look at it, and this is my last thing on this, if you look at how the Jewish community came together and they rise, it's admirable because it doesn't happen a lot in the African American community. They were ready to cancel Kyrie Irving with monetary gains and through support because they felt like they were wrong. So I think that's admirable from their community. I just don't see it a lot for us. We'll rise up, and some of them damn riots, I think that's just an excuse to steal shit because we go right back to doing the same shit after we done stole whatever we gonna steal out the store. We back to the same shit, back on the same corner, goddamn selling the same shit, so it is what it is.
But why? You just hit on something, bro. When you just brought up that analogy, you're absolutely right, man. We stick together for a cause. We go out and ride and do shit like that. But then the day after that, you know what I'm saying? We fighting amongst each other again.
And we tearing up our neighborhood too. That's the other fucked up part. You tear up your own stuff and don't get rebuilt. You brought down the property value. Somebody else of another race come in and buy the property because you done destroyed the shit. And now you can't even move back into your own neighborhood.
It's sad to say, but that's just the Black culture, man. It's always been one against the other. You don't want one Black person to look better and overshine you. Like it's always been the Black culture. And all those other cultures, man, somebody shining, they want to come up together. You know what I'm saying? You still got your interracial beef in other cultures, but majority of the other cultures, man, they come up together. Black people, bro, you see a Black person that's trying to make it, see one person make it before them. And it's hate. That's just how it is in our culture.
Instant.
Yeah, it's the mindset of a learned behavior with no accountability.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But why do we have this crabs in the barrel mentality? You know what I'm saying?
Like Mo said, we are put into these situations. A lot of Black people are put into these situations.
Go back to slavery.
Yeah, absolutely. Jim Crow. That tell you everything you need to know.
Yep.
You look, you know what I'm saying? That tell you everything you need to know, Fred. Like I can trade an animal to do whatever. If you know what I'm saying, and it's gonna be in them forever.
Yeah, like these high people in power, like the white people and the media or whatever you want to compare it to. Black people are like pawns. Black people of power, of stature are like pawns. I mean, they turn Black people against each other all the time. Why? Because it works with Black people. It don't work with white. Like you might try to turn white people against damn Brett Favre. Who hating Brett Favre right now? The most Black people. Black people want to see Brett Favre take some accountability and get dealt with how a Black person would. You don't hear a lot of white people stepping up saying Brett Favre should do this. It's always a black person in the media because it's I mean, they do it, but it's almost like they don't do that to one another. But like this Kyrie thing, it was quick. It was a lot of black people jumping up on Kyrie ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is.
Ebony just came up, and Ebony just said something I've been preaching for quite some time. We simply need to understand our power, and we can be unstoppable.
Yeah.
But that's I don't know if we're ever going to realize that. It's a few, but in terms of on being on one accord, I don't know if that's going to ever happen.
It will happen.
What you say about that, Cole?
It will happen. We can go back and be proactive instead of being reactive.
Yeah, I agree.
We're not proactive.
Yeah. You okay? What you got, Cobra?
No, I mean I agree with everything that was said. I just think that as a people, as a culture, that there's no unity, so therefore we divided. So it's easy for people to make us do things that's going to harm ourselves. You know what I mean? The reason why Kyrie or Kanye or anybody can be canceled so quick is because we don't have the support for them. We don't have the organization or the network behind them to protect them from being canceled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You look like organizations like the Jewish community, they're together.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason why they're so strong because they're together. They move in unison. You know what I mean? You look at the LGBTQ community.
Oh man,
they together. They move in unity.
They braided together.
So like these are unbreakable organizations, people. You know what I mean? Because they're together. You know what's drumline? One band, one sound. That's how they move. We individuals. We don't want to see. You know what I mean? We don't want to see another person succeed. Instead of cheering that person on. And letting that person get to where they need to be so they can pull the next person up, we rather grab them by the ankles and pull them down so they can stay down with us.
Hey, because to be real quick.
Wait, bro.
Shannon Sharp was one of the ones who was on Kyrie.
Yeah, he was.
Somebody got onto him on Twitter, was like, bro, like instead of you being an OG and helping the young man, obviously he don't know. You know what I'm saying? He doing stuff without knowing of what he's doing, who he's affecting. Instead of you trying to help him. And Shannon Sharp's words was, I'm supposed to stick beside somebody just because they're my color if I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Like that was his response. Like, bro, like we're not saying you got to uphold everything, but bro, obviously if the young man don't know, you or somebody that's in power of his color should try to help him, try to teach him something.
Now, you're right, Jay Will. I think we need to stop criticizing and canceling people and start having conversation.
Absolutely.
They may have a different opinion than yours. They could be dead wrong. But that's when you sit at the table with that person across from them, educate them, let them know where they went wrong at. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Don't throw them away or tuck them away.
Yeah, you just bashing the man on social media where you got a platform at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I will say,
learn to be on the receiving end of that critique, that criticism.
That's the problem.
Because not everybody can handle that either.
Right, you're right.
Being criticized and constructive criticism, I think, is a learned skill that we all need to have because a lot of times it's for your betterment. But sometimes even if the person that has the best intentions, it may not be received.
Mm-hmm. That's
absolutely. Now, I will say this. Y'all are absolutely right. But when you talk about unity, you're not going to get everybody together because we're human beings. We're animals at the end of the day. And if you look at packs, sometimes you have to ostracize somebody in order for the rest of the pack to keep it moving. And a guy like Kyrie Irving, I don't know him personally, but I will tell you this. And Kanye, they've been warned over and over and over. I'm pretty sure about OGs in their circle, like cut the bullshit out. And they still continue to do it. At some point, you are going to have to move them from the circle of trust. As you move forward, some people are going to have to get left behind. It's unfortunate, but it is what, and we can't keep condoning bad behavior. Now, I don't believe in publicly ostracizing them. I believe it should be done behind closed doors and we show support for them. But at the same time, it should be a memo that go out to all black people. Hey, look, stop buying his shit. He cut off. He out of the pack. You know, but at the same time, it's a double-edged sword because you can't. After a while, like Mills said, you out here, you're making me look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're making all of us look bad because when you're a public figure, you speak for the man that don't have a voice. Mm-hmm. So at some point, you got to recognize your platform and use it for its intended purpose. This is not the first time he has said something that was erroneous. How many times we gonna stand?
He ain't say nothing though. All he did was repost the video. He ain't say nothing.
Do your research, man. That's what I'm saying. When you in the public eye, first of all, I'm not giving them no passes because you got public affairs assistants. You got an assistant. Why are you posting the video? You are a multi-millionaire. You don't have a social media guru or somebody on your team that can do that. You know what I'm saying? Bet something. Like when you move, I'm not a multi-millionaire. I'm a thousandaire, right? But there's certain things I know I can't say because I represent an organization.
Right.
And I'm gonna think twice about my actions because I know there's people that depend on me to eat. You understand what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying is like that one incident wasn't enough to get kicked out of anything. But when your resume or your jacket starts to stack up against one another, you have to be held accountable for your actions. Not like right. You know what I'm saying? That's just me though.
You're absolutely right. And that's the problem. And it goes back, I don't know if Mills or Tony said it, a lack of accountability, man. No accountability whatsoever, man. But I don't know, man. I would love, I would love for this race, our race, to stick together like Spanish, the Asians, the Jews, the LBGTQ. We just don't.
We have condition. We're not conditioned to do that.
Yeah,
that's true.
Okay, but Tony.
Mm-hmm.
We're not okay. When is it going to stop though? It's because I agree with what you're saying, but how do we recondition ourselves?
Have courageous conversations and hold everyone accountable. It takes conversation. Yeah. Sit at the table and let's talk.
Who are our leaders? We don't have no leaders at all. Puff Daddy is not our leader. So I don't that crap off the way. He's not our leader. He don't speak for all of us. He don't. All due respect to him, I got mad love for him, but he's not our leader. Okay, who are our leaders? Back in the 50s and 60s when you had Martin Luther King and everybody.
But no, before
assassinated.
Before the starts at home.
Right.
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah. So Fred, ain't nobody gonna raise their hand, man, because every time somebody raise their hand up to be a black leader, they either end up in dead or in jail. So like Miss Tony said, it has to be you're a leader of your own clan.
Yeah.
And then us as forefathers, we can come together and have a communal relation. Because if we want to take it back to the bushes of Africa, that's what happens. We own our own tribe. We come together as kings and queens, and we can have conversations. But one singular leader will die. I'm just letting you know, or they're gonna end up in jail. It's been shown over and over and over.
I mean, damn. Then it's like damn we do and damn we don't.
No, we don't need one leader, man. Lead your own clique, put your own morals in there, and we all have one accord on rules and morals, and then we'll be all right.
Okay. All right, guys. All right, Jay, Will, tell the viewers and listeners what they need to do, homie.
Make sure y'all hit that damn subscribe button and hit that bell for all post notifications.
That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Well, look here to our viewers and listeners out there, man. We appreciate you rocking with us tonight. Just to let you guys know, there is no show next week. We're going to go ahead and get our Thanksgiving on and, enjoy our times with our families and stuff like that. Hey, Mills, you want to say something before you go ahead and get us on out of here, hon?
I just want to say I'm so sleepy, y'all. I don't know how you can't call me nothing but a soldier tonight because I'm trying my hardest.
Yeah,
we appreciate everybody. And
honey, go ahead and take that down.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in 2 weeks with another great show. Tony, thank you for coming on the show tonight and always being willing to chat it up with us. Jay Will, we missed you so much, and we
I'm glad to be
proud
back.
of you with your two
Yes,
twins.
sir.
Two twins. That I hate saying that. With
Two
your twin. Twins is two. I'm the English teacher. I'm tired, y'all. Look, have a good night, everybody. See you next time.
And also, if you want the audio version of this podcast, don't forget you can catch us on Apple and Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. Good night.